Time to find out what's through that door. People. Must be people from the old world.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
My cover. I blew it. Somehow blowing my cover did not blow my cover. Really? Only 3?
Spotted something. Get ready for the shadows. Too high. We've got company.
Sometimes they're very tough. Sometimes the enemies are just surprisingly fucking durable.
Missed. The sun can't save you.
You put a little bit too much faith in the light. Oh, fuck's sake. Let go too early.
That's the last of them.
Maybe not. Repeat.
Or not.
Shadow King.
Oh, you fucking give me another one. There are 2 people with
The
guns.
sun can't save you now. Done.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Luck's with me.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going...
Really? Leaving that room fucked it up. Wait, that wasn't the log? Oh, for fuck's sake, I thought that was the one which you was reading. How to for the full statement. Mango. I doubt the brilliance of the site would pick up your Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and commission the style. You are who, and you are the confident about yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the last drift of your plan for the construction and stocking of the Bootstrap silo to store raw materials is excellent. This combined with the design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan adds up to a comprehensive plan. It is time to start construction. One detail. Consult the Aramagol Ologar before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcasting towers. Minoravs will use the transmissions to transmit the deactivation code, so any exotic materials needed for the towers should be accounted for in the inventory plan.
All right.
Hey, I'm done with Brett.
Looks like we might have missed one, but maybe we'll find it in this room.
I think I've got it working. There.
Well, it looks like we lost the data for this room by stepping backwards.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots.
Found it
Our
again.
personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Is to empower Gaia to build the robots. And not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical at places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, a Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
Simulation results. Wow, you're kidding. About Gaia's prediction of animal morphology. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrains her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional, they are almost like, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind. As though she's already mourning their loss, and not just from the disappearing fauna of our time, but creating from fossil records too. Refer to megafauna in some of her designs. So cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish that I could stay around in centuries or two to see what she makes, Margot.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
Gonna assume that there's stairs through this door. Oh, I thought there was a person there, but it's not alive.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
More eclipse.
Careful now.
Damn, how do I get into the office? The office is full of knowledge.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations.
Knowledge is power.
I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of these around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million
Damn, I didn't think that I would stop it. Oh well. And the winner is encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an extensive review of data storage status, magnetic, optical, otium, even eternal tech. That fast has been shilling a year ago. But even every solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too much mass to install, allotted space too much power intensive, the centuries too prone to failure past 300 to 400 years, etc. Encapsulating DNA will be easily held. The 40 plus zerobytes we're processing for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we need to ensure the internal material in which the embodiment capsules, already testing 16 capsules, are designed to fabricate power, and required this keeps the DNA at minus 18 degrees for 1,000 years plus. So as long as I can show you that I didn't factor into my decision, may I compress that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed promorious, that we will be using this very building to using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge for the mechanical extinction. It is not just ironic but heroic. Life as as the heroes beating back the forces of Oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time, peace with you, Salmaria.
Data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge.
It's a shame.
And let us begin.
It's a shame your knowledge failed. That you expunged too much data. Over the past 2 months, the full benefits of our pursuit of the copy of the Homer archive from the Falazella has made itself known. As a result, all of Apollo key developers are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million desecrated data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules and effectively complete with the soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, media archives, all of it on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal of preserving 4,500 languages. You don't really want that many languages. I suppose the tragedy, early loss of Polymer New Guinea doomed the goal from the outset. With attended curricular development at the beginning. Speaking of the horizontal culture, they are performing well in testing, with children and Oracastic demonstrating high levels of engagement with the trust in Astral and Asteria Personia personnel. I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Peace be with you, Samir. Locating humanoid life. All humanoid life must be pinpointed before we initiate decimation procedures. Almost missed a humanoid life.
All of this lost. The ancients' greatest gift to us.
Greatest? How about the fact we exist at all?
To abide in ignorance is a curse, Aloy.
True, true.
You of all people should know that.
It is a shame that the Apollo thing failed. But also, it does make this game a lot more fun. Because bow's so much more fun than guns.
Night comes.
Which is ironic, because with guns you have to be a lot less accurate. Hey, it actually got him. Well, that's gonna hurt a little. I'm a big shot now. Now's my chance to be a big shot.
Once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders.
Hey, we found a data log right next to us.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of...
What? No! I should not be able to loot while it's happening. Fuck's sake, now I have to find the fucking log.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in... Dr. Sobek, please...
And I can't even...
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please note that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
Welcome to Hades and Failsafe Protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere you're growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the Void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Well, maybe Hades isn't hacked then. Maybe this is just what it does. Like, maybe it doesn't understand when it's like actually the planet's actually right and it's still just trying to do what it always does, of just end the planet again. Noise complaints. Colour me confounded, Lizzie Bascor. Has anyone who said all telecodes and bash codes is straight up lying? You know it. Old Trevor don't have no truck with Kamazel Rizdazzle. Oh no, heck, I rather guzzle Lily of Colma running down listening to Grey Swarm 30 seconds. Hand of God, and I swear my mum's grave and she was religious. Nah, that ain't the bash core blasting the Hades labs. Smashing the walls, rattling the folks' teeth. It's metal, death metal, gal. Classic music, 80s, 90s mostly. Got me some ditch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Stop by and listen, or heck, just come within 50 meters of my lab. Ain't no bashcore you'll see or hear, rather the speech that rends the air and the feels throbbing the pulse in the floor and walls and ceiling, swallowing you up like Jonah trapped in the gullet of a Goliath deathfish. Hella Java. As for these requests to turn it down, nah, I can't do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down the death metal, that might as well give up the simulation chocolate melts, the industry accident vids. Lest I heard we was supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol about death metal inspiring me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. Eradication protocol. Tate here, just popping by 3 blows, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If there ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of daydream, what is? For this, every usurper protocol is designed to fail simultaneously because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it will degrade Gaia's core. Sure, it prided her figurative fingers off the fiend driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so they couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business, so had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control in the simulation. After the simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operation, only to have Gaia lurking in the background, quietly revisiting precise and falsifying test telemetry to hide the interference sneaky. I swear ain't nothing Gaia would do to keep life going, even when it's just a simulated plant. Turns out just the right situation is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it and from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain chair and work its magic. The blues are coming up on strong now, so I'm not really describing it clear, but pretty sure it will work. Yeah, the blues are plenty strong. Guess it's time to sleep and bed. I'll be back at it tomorrow, alligators. Damn the fucking blogs. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo Archive submission 00002387 / your 666th submission in the 5 days. Oh, what a doozy. Despite the early warnings, inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holo remasters of archive class and exploration cameras. Allow me to thank you on 2 counts for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submissions, thereby considering your favourite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeals of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installations of making a millipede. Don't worry, the Palala material has already been preserved, extreme perhaps, but art. For clarifying a concept that has long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for the archive, such as myself, the definition of obscene. You have freed me from such subjugated quagmire by embodiment in the Judge Potter famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective surrogate. If Travis J submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to similarly reject all future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might investigate the time that you would spend preparing further submissions on. I do not know your assigned work. We have a world to save after all, or the rest of us do anyway.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified.
But you should modify it.
Our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords.
What are you talking about?
Quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances. But, as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Oh yeah, more law to read. Because they couldn't be bothered to voice it. The executive chambers arrived 2 days ago. I spent the last 36 hours explaining them or poring over the technological documents. They are revolutionary, astounding. I don't know what you have to give Faudsmith to trade to get these chambers, but it's worth it. In a single leap, the embryological have evaluated the past 50 years of technology's shortcomings. The risk of ECOM resolved, neutral development resolved, homostereosis resolved, 12 other risky areas resolved. But I examined these chambers and I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand, but if the rest of the FAS technology is as this level, well, human colonies around Sillars don't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of these chambers will present a number of challenges, but I am confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours, then get back to the expected fabrication plan within the 48 hours. PBK.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Cradle Superior per se. Development of artificial per se for Cradle Superior neurotransmissible inhalers continues in good pace. We are targeting turn 0.4, and these constructs, allow low-grade empathy and level immersion without underwhelming anti-code behavior sets. The simulus-driven switching of per se, however, it is provided to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning the effective feedback loop between the disciple and the healing persona. I have attached a report for the incident where the survivor running the mother persona intervened on the discipline survivor's behavior, a parental argument, if you will. Amusing on first glance perhaps, but deeply concerning. If I have attached a comprehensive plan for the correcting of these interactive protocol shortcomings, ingest data expunged. This is the reason the Apollo thing failed. You expunged too much data. Don't expunge the data. Like, you can't get knowledge if you fucking censor shit. Oh, fuck's sake, more reading. Ethla 1 was successful sealing back the swarm advance across Xinjiang, providing province could deteriorate. Ping back the crucial systems is good for our maiden voyage a success. Regarding my disciples with betas and zygotes selection, of course, I understand the limited overhead to simulate of gene flow in the future. We have a limited overhead of the simulate, but we can all agree there's a margin to refine the future Cradle production. In addition, to personally oversee the combination of Ethla Site 2 inside Mount Nohali, I'll formulate and purpose a modified zygote selection plan within a week. PBK. Well, they're saying they have a lack of genetic diversity, but according to the Bible, everyone's inbred anyway, because we all came from 2 people according to that. And cheaters have managed to survive being inbred. Like, pretty much all cheaters are inbred. Like, you know, like the cat, big cat.
Facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Well, I think that, like, that mountain which was mentioned in that last note which we read might have been the mountain. Oh no, this water is freezing. I have hypothermia. I have hydrocon. I am now the powerhouse of a cell.
Ugh. Gonna have to run my boots dry.
Where are we? Are we in the office now? We are in the office.
Us would benefit from antilopenate morphologies.
though Caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet...
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
Gaia is a fucking orb, just like Hades. Which makes sense.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Door stuck! Door stuck!
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Door no longer stuck! Door is no longer stuck!
No space.
Examine terminal, like... Alright, so it is just that one. Oh yeah, I gotta read it myself, fuck's sake. It's coming along. Liz, I'm positive about it. If the world can still mean anything, have my sleeves rolled up and negotiated with the frozen zoo for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish holographic diagrams, suspended in what if more than 14,000 went extinct between 2000 and 2043. Probably happening now, so sad. We started to map out the primitives sections, selecting the Pariah organization for a balanced solution to the bio-microorganism and insect, rabbit and hawk, foxes, wolves, thousands more that will wait their turn until the new generations can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them. So they can return to the world that this time will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already too late. We've lost the whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in my manor. The samples we lost were irreplaceable, but thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again, but not now. Not like this, not on our watch, Ronson. The Odyssey has failed us. Bad news, everyone! I'm afraid Farzereth has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicates a catastrophe anomaly collected failure as drive spun out to the departed solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of Zeods and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed, Elizabeth. I forgot about the Odyssey was actually a thing.
Master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
The knowledge.
I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me?
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
You're right. She is the bastard here.
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Oh shit, it's him! He's gonna nuke us! He's gonna destroy all the data! Fortunately that window was there. It's absorbed most of the explosion.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
Oh no, I died. He stomped my head into the dust.
My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind.
You could actually reach that if you went
Sure
lower.
as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. It grew when High Priest Bahavas went missing. And when the true Sun King Itamen was snatched away. It not only grew, but multiplied. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out.
But the light helped me.
I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
Trying to bore me to death? Oh yeah, Rost. I'm so tempted to say trying to bore me to death, but
I guess even a monster like you can have a glimmer of conscience. You didn't kill me right away. Turn your face to the sun, child. Dressing up murder as religious sacrifice so you could feel better about it?
No. I never doubted the righteousness of killing you. And yet, your words touch close to the truth. In my heart, I deemed the order to kill you unworthy of me. You were just a savage girl. So I thought at the time. Even still, I aimed to kill you, and yet did not. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Meant to eliminate High Priest Bahavas. Meant to snatch Itamen away. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be.
I'm glad he mentions all the things I did in this town.
Preordained.
He's a fool. He's not even a puppet, he's a fool.
Idiot. A dangerous idiot, but an idiot. All this talk of destiny and fate. I'm sure Hades speaks the same language, doesn't he? You're being played for a fool. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
Oof.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn.
Burn!
Whatever's left of it. You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then get this cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place, exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
They're irrelevant! They're filthy casuals, all of them!
The Nora cast me out at birth. You're not hurting me if you hurt them.
Really? Then it makes no difference one way or another. In
True.
any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible.
Not impossible, just
You not
difficult.
only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus. Such a powerful device.
Oh
isn't it?
no, don't do it.
And yet, so fragile.
You piece of shit.
So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
Well, fortunately, Samad probably got a copy of the data which I got anyway. I was hoping I'd have enough time, but I'm not entirely sure I will.
Carja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon.
Zero Dawn.
A new day soon to... The false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature join to one cause. Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold!
The unstoppable Exodia! Couldn't
Hold
even...
your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? How else could shadows such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause? Many years ago, to consecrate this great ring, the Radiant Turan ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth. Mighty is the behemoth in the eyes of the sun, but it is mightier still, infused with the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die. Let her be the first of thousands!
Damn, a pretty hard fight. Considering I have no gear. Shit.
I'll never beat that thing without weapons. My weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I could use its strength against it.
I can't pause!
I wasn't built to take a behemoth's charge either.
I don't seem to be able to pause though. There we are.